Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Unversed podcast. Danny here. Today, I am talking about a comic called Hunt for Wolverine. Now, this is a one shot that just dropped, I think last week, at the time of this recording and upload. And a little backstory with this. This is part of this new, I want to say it was part of Legacy. Right around when one of the soft reboots Marvel Comics were doing, one of the things that they did was have the original Logan that was trapped in the adamantium that died in Death of Wolverine. He escaped the adamantium shell he was in, and now he's alive, and he's wandering the world trying to catch up on what's going on. And this kind of ties in with that. So, the first things first, I had my problems with this. Mainly because, do we really need Logan back? You know, as much as I love the character, as you guys know, he's been dead for 4 years now. 2014, when he died in Death of Wolverine, and I don't know, cause now we have Laura Kinney taking over the mantle, right? She is now all new Wolverine. That's going on right now. We also have, her clone, Gabby, which essentially is Laura's sister at this point, cause I don't think they want to do the mother-daughter situation here, like they did with Logan and Laura. So we have that going on. And then we have Old Man Logan. He's here. He's running around doing Old Man Logan stuff. He's with the X-Men. He has the Weapon X group he's in. And Wolverine's two sons, Daken, right? He's alive. He's running around. And then we have James Hudson, his son from the Ultimate Universe. And right now in the comics, they're both on X-Men Blue. So it's like we have so many Wolverines roaming around the world now that, do we really need Logan back? I felt like this world has moved on. And it also upsets me because as much as I think All New Wolverine's alright sometimes, I'm upset that the next comic Laura Kinney's gonna be in is called X-23. And the reason I'm upset is because she's stepping down the mantle of Wolverine, which means this Logan is gonna be Wolverine by the time X-23 comes out. And I don't know, I just think that sucks, because the Marvel Universe has moved on from Logan's death. They've mourned and they've accepted it. So it's like, why do we need him back? Especially when there's so many other characters that could be Wolverine, So that was my initial problem here. And honestly, reading it, I liked it. This is like an aftermath. This is pretty much in two chunks. The first chunk is literally, this is the aftermath of Death of Wolverine. This is taking place right after. The Reavers are going. Well, actually, it takes place in present day Marvel comics, but they're flashbacks to the day, the aftermath, basically. So the whole point is the Reavers are going to go and try to steal his body because nobody knows where it is, but they figured it out. So they're going to go steal his body and sell it. And while that happens, we get an alert. The X-Men are there. They're there to protect his body. Now, at first, I was like, oh, is that his home? Is that where his home is? In Canada? I was like, oh no, it can't be because that's right, it's a mall now. So now that's the whole point of this comic is they're there to go steal his body. And they're fighting the X-Men off. And it's a lot of people close to Logan, of course. So they have this molecular destabilizer or something. then it'll like bust open the adamantium shell, so that way, because they're there for his body, not for the adamantium, they're there for his body specifically, because people will steal that or sell it or whatever. And right when they defeat everybody else from the Reavers, they crack open the shell and Logan's just gone. Excuse me. And I was thinking, whoa, what? Like, he's gone. What's going on? And there was a nice flashback, where it was pretty much everybody close to him. Nightcrawler, Colossus, Kitty Pryde, Jubilee was there, Cyclops, Storm. They put his body, like, as a monument, essentially, in like a room, in a different area of where it was now. And before they left, they were like, is this really okay just to leave Logan like this? Like, I know it sends a message, but this is Logan we're talking about. This is something who's been in our lives, important person in our lives. We're just going to leave him like that? No, there's got to be something else we can do. So they decide to move his body into this cabin that nobody knows about, except a select few, and also thought, well, okay, Kitty Pryde's here. She took out Logan out of the shell. And Mr. Fantastic was also there too. And this is literally right after Death of Wolverine, because he brought up, he's like, yeah, he came to me, Hank. He told me that he was trying to figure out a way, and I didn't have enough time to figure it out, and I don't think there was a way regardless, so. Anyways, Kitty Pryde takes the body out, and we see Logan like burnt up, and it's just like, it's a little sad moment, with the characters, that we see Logan again for the first time, and they bury him, like a proper, like not a grave site, but they know where he is. And so that's where his real body is. And, after the flashback, we see Kitty actually there where it is. And, she's there drinking a Canadian beer, pours it for him. And I guess like listens to the ground. And she doesn't hear him there. And she's like, what's going on? So the rest of everybody else shows up. They open it up and they're like, oh wow, he's not here. What happened? Where did he go? Nobody knew about this place. And it kind of ends there. And, one Reaver escaped and said, I think called Mariko, and said, yo, Logan's body wasn't there. Somebody has it. You have to find it. You're a Reaver too, It's like, yeah, okay, we'll figure something out. And that, however, does not end this big one-shot. It has a lot of content in here. And basically what's going on is after they capture the Reavers and stuff, the next thing we see is Logan. He's in this all-black suit, just killed somebody, and somebody's telling him enough, that's enough. And it's like he's in a cell, and he's not like his normal self, in a sense, or who knows what's going on with this, right? So that's pretty much what Logan is doing right now, is that he is somewhere in a cell, just waiting to do something, and the next part actually is Tony Stark. We know he's back at this point. I guess a little spoilers for the rest of the comics, but we know he's already back. Kitty Pryde goes to him and says, "Hey, Logan's body's gone. Where is it? We need your help." And she also contacted Daredevil, and they're like, okay, why don't we bring an OG team together, right, to help find his body? And Kitty Pryde's like, yeah, well, I also have my own team, and this is a very interesting team because it's heavily Logan, so we have Kitty Pryde, right, basically a daughter to Logan in the comics. We have Rogue, also basically a daughter, both comic and movies, right? Same thing with Jubilee. We have Psylocke, Storm, and they got together with Wolverine at one point, and a young Jean Grey, and they have this weird relationship. So that's what this team is composed of. Actually, I guess Storm, or not Storm, I guess Jean Grey stays behind, I guess, or something. So this team that has had deep connections with Logan are out to go look for him. So is Daredevil's going on his own to go look for him. And then Iron Man built a team with, it's him, Spider-Man, and 2 other characters I don't recognize at the moment, but they're important to Logan as well. So we'll see where that goes. And that pretty much wraps up this issue. Again, it is a one-shot that branches off into 4 new series, just like Death of Logan Aftermath with all those miniseries. Here we go. So it's Hunt of Wolverine, Weapons Lost, #1, which is the new one that just came out that I have to go pick up. That has Daredevil looking for Logan. And then the next one that's coming out, because these are all week-to-week releases. So the next one is Wolverine Adamantium Agenda. That's Tony Stark's team looking for him. And then the one after that is Claws of a Killer, which will be interesting because this will, the Death of Wolverine Aftermath stuff was really good. There's really good stuff in there. It was characters who loved and hated him coping with the loss of this person. And the cover for Claws of a Killer has Dawkins, Sabretooth, and Lady Deathstrike. So that's interesting. We'll see what's going on. We really will see what's going on because all these characters have changed since Logan died. And I hope that change is still there and not that they're their old selves, because that'd just be a waste of writing on their parts. And then the last one is Mystery in Martipur, and that's the team. That's all the females from the X-Men. Domino's also on the cover too. So there's that. And I guess Kitty Pryde's not gonna go because she's in charge of the school. So she has her own thing to worry about. Yeah, so it's Rogue, Storm, Jubilee, Psylocke, and Domino looking for Logan in Martipur. So all these miniseries are probably gonna, who knows how long they'll be. But they probably won't be that long, and it's gonna be for leading up to Wolverine. It's gonna lead up to that big issue #1, Wolverine, Logan is back, That's what that's going to build up. So, I'm gonna check them all out, of course, because it's my boy Logan. And, I was actually surprised about this comic. I wasn't expecting some nice stuff to go on in here. Again, we'll see what goes on with this, with what we're doing with Wolverine now. I will say the cover is really nice. It's the adamantium shell of Logan looking down, and it's sliced open, on certain parts, and then you just see Logan, freaking Weapon X looking Logan with the crazy hair and just all bloodied up. So that's a nice cover to see. But yeah, guys, again, overall, Hunt for Wolverine wasn't that bad of a read. It's a nice continuation of Death of Wolverine, so I'm glad they kept that going on with this, because they could have easily just put that to the side. And yeah, just gonna be looking forward to these Hunt of Wolverine spin-off series and see what we get from there. And of course, once those series end, we're gonna be talking about it, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And of course, and it's so appropriate for this episode, but remember, special time, limited offer, what have you. Go to Marvel Talk Podcast, our other podcast. Go to the latest episode, click description, Stitcher.com/premium, use promo code TALK for a 1-month free trial of Stitcher Premium. So that way you can listen to the first scripted podcast from Marvel, Wolverine, The Long Night, a detective story involving Wolverine in Alaska. Again, 10 episode series. Can't wait to talk about it because we will be talking about it over on Marvel Talk. So make sure you sign up and catch up in time to listen to that episode that we're going to drop. And of course, it helps the podcast out. So it's literally a win-win situation, guys. And again, thank you, Stitcher, for giving us the opportunity to promote Wolverine the Long Night. And that is all I have to say today, guys. You can email us at unversedpodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, concerns. And you can follow us on social media at Unversed Podcast anywhere you go. And as always, we will talk to you next time.